Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions.
To kick off for Detroit.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this carries into the end zone. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Vikings ready to go to work, led out by their quarterback in his third year wearing purple, 9th year overall in the NFL, a Pro Bowler in Kirk Cousins.
And he's got to be feeling pretty good about his individual performance from last week's game. I mean, he threw 4 touchdown passes, so he's in sync with his receivers, and they're very confident. Did have 1 interception.
Yeah, 1 pick.
And
they lost.
Yeah, so no matter how many touchdowns he threw, if it comes in a loss, he's not going to be satisfied.
And 4.
The numbers a week ago for Cook. 19 carries, 77 yards.
They look like a team that really emphasized.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Danny Shelton muscles his way in for the sack.
And what a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Cousins now. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards that time for number 19.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
Cousins hands to Dalvin.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Cousins gives way to Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards, a first down.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 39-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 20-yard line. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Cook. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Setting up the screen for Cook. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
We're always talking about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that and broke off his pass rush and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
Complete. Jefferson the target. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. Fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, the game the underneath stuff, you got to go and make the tackle right away.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
The Lions making their way out, led by their 32-year-old quarterback. Hard to believe he's in season number 12 now in a Detroit uniform. Quarterback Matthew Stafford.
When I think of Matthew Stafford in Detroit, I think of numbers, and I mean passing numbers. 40,000 yards passed in his career last year before a back injury landed him on the IR after just 8 games. And to show his value to the team, the Lions lost all 8 games, started by either Jeff Driscoll or David Blau. They need a healthy Matthew Stafford in order to compete in the NFC North.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Right back to Dobbins on first. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the 50 at Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
They wanted to let him use his size there and float one up to him, but he wasn't able to get any separation. The DB was right on him and forced the incompletion.
And he'll find Galladay, and it's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Vikings 3, Lions 0.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Now the rookie second rounder from Georgia, DeAndre Swift. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Here's a give to Dobbins. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the...
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths, running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that, and it wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
Prater for the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Matt Prater to kick off for Detroit.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
At their own 25-yard.
You see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Play action now, Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Incomplete.
More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Back to the air, Stafford on 2nd down. James has got 29.
Complete.
It's a big play there for the Lions. 45 yards.
And the Lions.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air. Nice chunk of yardage there. And then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
Brings up
they'll run. It's Dobbins. Has some space here. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner. than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he's just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
At the 8-yard line.
On second down, a run to Dalvins. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Dalvins. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They snap it to Stafford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. J.K. Dobbins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions add on to their lead. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Now Prater to add the PAT. This one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
Matt Prater to kick off for Detroit.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
At their own 25-yard line.
Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off the play fake, Cousins. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that.
The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Eric Kendricks in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
It's 2nd down.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up third down. The shotgun snap for Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. So they will go for it. Stafford. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe they're telling their defense they have a lot of faith in them. I mean, that's how you have to spin it, is that you tell your defense, you know something? We were able to go for it there because you guys are so good. I'm not worried about things. That's the only explanation I can come up with in this situation.
He better get ready to spin it for that post-game presser because you know he's going to be out.
He's going to have to spin it for his own locker room, frankly.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a boost. Gonna throw right side here, complete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Oh, man, can't do that.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Trey Flowers able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. This one brought in by Jefferson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. That's just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Bailey's kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
On 1st down, it's Stafford. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game as we'll head down to an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Lions take over 1st and 10. at their own 27-yard line.
So here are the Lions to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Michael Pierce.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
He's tackled at the...
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sit through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your right linebacker. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
A gain of 3.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here. So for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here throughout the ditches.
And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
1st down, Lions.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Oh, and he lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. But I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the 3rd quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their 1st drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Eric Kendricks picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool the defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over. 2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the 1st down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
39-yard.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their 1st possession of the 2nd half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the 1st half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Incomplete.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Play fake. Cousins. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big pickup of 38. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Dalvin Cook.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Again, it's Cook. They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Hands to Dalvin Cook.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on third and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
7-yard line.
3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's got his man. B.C. Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are within a 2-point conversion of tying this game. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2. From the gun, here's Cousins. Throws right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4. At the 41-yard line.
On 2nd down now, Dobbins, and he will be brought down at about the 43 that time.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
They'll go again with Dobbins. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
It's a gain of 3. And the Lions 1st down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Stafford. That's caught by Geronimo Allison. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 37. 16 yards of 1st down.
1st down.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. Got a man. That's Allison. That catch good for only a couple.
Complete to Geronimo Allison.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
We can't have that.
So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
Stafford on 1st down. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Throwing again is Stafford. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead. With solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Extra point good by Prater, and the lead is now 21-14.
Matt Prater to kick off for Detroit.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Fields it in the middle of the end zone, and Abdullah will not try to bring it out.
10. At their own 25.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
1st and 10.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Cousins. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense. And this
oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they get
pressure, gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Trey Flowers in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall, and they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 to be exact. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Cousins now, and that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. And Detroit getting set to go now. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Stafford. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
Movement in this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And James has it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Stafford. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Once again, it's Swift. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Here's Swift. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
And this is where the mental part of the game comes into play. Defense is out of timeouts. Just hold on to the football. No sense really trying to score. They should be able to run this one out. Back
at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. From the gun, here's Swift. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action, throw the ball.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Vinny Curry in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
A field goal would make it a two-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. They snap it to Stanford. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough trying to drop a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run a couple more plays and maybe get closer and take that last shot into the end zone.
So for the Lions, that's now 5 wins on the campaign.